Party's loaded. Give me a round of applause for Heather Gallagher. Let's go, girl.
This is my mom at her first meet. Luckily, she had me there to handle and guide her through it, but even then, she still found getting to this day to be a pretty confusing journey. Because of that and the hundreds of basic questions I receive on competitive lifting, I decided to make a series that very directly lays out a roadmap of all the things you need to know before competing in a powerlifting meet. This series intends to lay out all the information needed to get you from zero to platform. Now, the first question to tackle is really figuring out what meet to look forward to. What seems like a relatively simple question to answer is muddied with the confusing state of powerlifting today. While weightlifters have one straightforward choice with USAW, beginner powerlifters have 51 United States federations to choose from. Yep, 51. Now, this sounds a little excessive to veteran powerlifters too, and this isn't really something that we're proud of. For a little powerlifting history to explain why this is, back in 1971, York Barbell hosted the first World Championships of powerlifting. This evolved from a yearly meeting in York, PA to celebrate Bob Hoffman's birthday party, dating back to the first unofficial American Powerlifting Championships in 1964. After the 1972 World Championships, the IPF, or the International Powerlifting Federation, was created. The IPF to this day is the largest and most prestigious powerlifting federation. Most lifters consider the IPF to be the only truly global powerlifting organization, with over 100 countries with IPF affiliate federations. The IPF also successfully brought powerlifting to the World Games in 2009. So if the IPF is the most popular and most legit federation, then why doesn't everyone compete in their organization? Well, there's one answer, and one answer only really, and it's steroids. In 1982, the IPF began implementing drug testing. Many lifters opposed the policy, and as a result, lifters began segmenting and creating new powerlifting federations. Legendary Ernie France and Larry Pacifico created the American Powerlifting Federation that actively advertised no drug testing. Unfortunately, this segmentation did not stop there. While most of us wish we could live in a clear-cut world where two federations rule tested and non-tested lifters respectively, France and Pacifico unfortunately created a trend of lifters creating new federations that result in the dozen of American powerlifting federations we see today. So with 51 American federations, how does one weed through the many options and arrive at the choice that is best for them? Well, to start, I would suggest that first you should take a look in the mirror and search deep within yourself and ask, am I natty? Now, usually I recommend lifters to just go on powerliftingwatch.com and choose the meet that is most convenient to them in regards to time or location to them. Now, before I go any further, there is one caveat, and it's if you use drugs. Like seriously, any drugs, including those that aren't perceived as performance enhancing. As marijuana use becomes more legal in the United States, in-competition use is still prohibited, and the clearance time of a substance can take weeks or months to clear completely from an athlete's body. If you like to smoke, no worries. Just avoid expensive and embarrassing anti-doping violations and compete in one of the many untested federations. For recreational lifters who recreationally use drugs, then avoid federations like the American Drug-Free Powerlifting Federation or the United States Powerlifting Federation, whose tagline is America's Choice for Drug-Free Strength Sport. Also, avoid 100% Raw, who don't abide by the World Anti-Doping Agency regulations. They do use multiple forms of drug testing. Recently, the USAPL has experienced problems with more lifters than usual testing positive for drug tests. If deciding to compete in the USAPL or any drug-tested federation, keep in mind the extra responsibility to make sure that you're diligent with abiding by competition drug rules. This means taking precautionary measures for checking the banned substance list and registering therapeutic use exemptions for common medications that could be seen as performance enhancers, like Adderall. While I personally like to make powerlifting seem accessible to all lifters in an attempt to grow the sport, you should realize that being a part of a more strict federation does require responsibility, research, and time. If the piss tests scare you, have no fear. There are a dozen untested organizations that you can compete in. According to powerliftingwatch.com, the USPA has the greatest number of lifters in non-tested federations and is typically recognized to have elite competition and legit standards. Now, to further understand why there are so many federations, it is important for beginners to understand the small nuances between them, and rules can be kind of tricky. Now, I compete in the USAPL, which has the following more strict conditions. We have drug testing, 2-hour weigh-ins, we use a stiff bar for deadlifts, there's no supportive equipment, and we walk out our squats. Now, those parameters differ from federation to federation. For example, a lifter could alternatively compete in the Southern Powerlifting Federation, or SPF, and follow rules that reflect no drug testing. You get a 24-hour weigh-in. You get to use a deadlift bar for deadlifts. There's still no supportive equipment, but you can use a monolift for your squats. As you can assume, a 24-hour weigh-in, deadlift bar, and monolift can result in a higher total and increased likelihood to break all-time world records for elite lifters. This can also mean overall ease and enjoyment for recreational lifters, like enjoying a proper meal the night before and after weigh-ins. Even with these rigid standards in mind, I usually suggest newer lifters to compete in the USAPL. The larger organization is more organized, runs more meets per year, and has a high level of competition. Again, the USAPL does have its drawbacks. The federation gets criticized by many lifters, myself included, for charging extra money often and sometimes creating new rules or fees that seem to me more like barriers to entry. While many lifters in the USAPL will preach about how it's the most important or best organization, I do not think the additional costs best support the mission to grow powerlifting, which is something that I'm personally passionate about. While the USAPL is still my recommended option, lifters who don't have a preference to drug testing or already mentioned standards should simply consider signing up for a competition that is most convenient in regards to time and location to you and your training cycle, regardless of federation. I spend a lot of my time encouraging lifters to compete because I think the structure and formality of competition day can provide positive motivation throughout long-term training cycles. The competition and celebration of your strength is a great way to bond with lifting partners and friends, get inspired for long-term strength goals, and track progress while holding yourself to a commitment and high standard. So, compete! But know that you have a lot of options in regards to federation and meet choice. Getting started, I wouldn't look too far into marrying yourself to a certain one. Just try not to get overwhelmed with your options while still abiding by the rules. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about this new video essay style that I'm doing. I was definitely inspired by a few YouTubers that I will leave in the comments below if you want to check them out. And I also want to thank my company, Strong Friends, for sponsoring this video. We do offer peaking programs and 12-week customized powerlifting programs. So if you are a little bit lost on your powerlifting journey in regards to programming or peaking for a meet, we do offer those with our 12-week program. Use the discount code MAKESVIDEO and you can get $10 off your program if you're interested in doing that. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions on your powerlifting journey or any ideas for future videos in this series, be sure to comment them down below and I will definitely read, and if not, make a video about it. I'll answer you in the comments below. Thanks, bye!